All right, I'm back again. Once again, God still speaks through visions and dreams. I'm going to be talking to you some more about the millennial reign. Um, Again, as I said, over the course of 35 years, maybe a little more, God distinctively spoken to me and taught me specifically about the second coming of Christ. From the beginning of sorrow all the way until the end of the millennial reign, He's been teaching me concerning this doctrine. Okay? So, um, I'm going to give you some more nuggets. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this millennial reign teaching. I'm just kind of sharing with you what God has given me over the years. And for many years, I did not understand what He was telling me or what He was showing me. He used to give me dreams, a lot of dreams about the millennial reign, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand what I was seeing 2 years later. So I'm going to be sharing some more dreams I had concerning the millennial reign, um, because this is what He's been teaching me. So I'm going to teach you. Now, the other day I read from Isaiah 32nd chapter, first and second verse, and it was talking about. Let me read a little bit. It says, "Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness." We know that's Christ. We know there are. Now, this word king is in small cases. So I'm thinking this is also talking about not only Christ, because if it was talking about Christ, it was talking about the Lord, it would be in a capital, it'd be in capital letters. Okay. But I'm thinking that uh, I'm thinking that I'm pretty sure. You know what? There's some other scriptures. There's some scriptures that talk about David ruling as king in the millennial reign. I'm very sorry I don't have those scriptures with me right now, but I'm gonna look those. I'm gonna look it up because I'm pretty sure that it's in there. I read it. David ruling as king. Now we know Jesus Christ is going to be king over all. We know that. Okay, I'm not trying to take anything from Him. I can't take anything from Him. He's going to be king over all the world. Okay, he will be king of kings. Okay, he will be king over kings. Now, who are the kings He's going to be over? It's going to be His people. Okay, it's not going to be the worldly people, because eventually all the worldly people are going to die off. Okay, the carnal worldly people that is going to be here when He get here, they're going to die off within 100 years. All of them going to be gone. All right. So the only kings that will be left are the kings that will be under His, that the Christians that He have made kings or rulers. Okay. But anyway, it says here, "Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness." That's talking about Christ. "And princes," that's talking about us, "shall rule in judgment. And a man," that's talking about lords. Okay, lords is the lowest rank will be the lowest rank in the kingdom of God. He's King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Kings are the highest ranks. Lords is the lowest ranks. "And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest." All right, so men are going to offer protection, as I said in my last video. But I'm gonna give you some dreams God gave me of us providing protection and stuff for humanity. Now, one dream. Well, let me see. This one particular dream, as I said in this other video, I was out on my patrol. Okay, part of my assignment, one of my assignments will be security. Okay, to secure the neighborhood. and I was out on patrol, and I went through this supermarket. The supermarkets are going to be huge, much bigger than what they are now. The supermarkets will be open all night. The doors will not be shut all night long. People will walk in and out of these supermarkets. You won't have to worry about anybody stealing. That's going to be put to a stop. Okay, people are not going to be stealing. We're going to know who's stealing, where they're at, why, and we will execute the punishment for them stealing. Stealing will stop. These supermarkets is going to be huge. The buses I saw was huge. The highways are going to be wide. The rivers are going to be much wider. Everything is going to be much larger. Okay? So I went through this supermarket. I went and walked through this supermarket. I was just out on patrol, just securing the community, because there will be troublemakers, especially in the first part of the beginning of the millennial reign. There will be troublemakers. So I walked through the supermarket, and they had food, drinks, and all kind of stuff sitting right by the door. Somebody could just walk by. Now if it was like that, somebody just walk by the sidewalk, stick their hand in the window, and just get a drink, keep walking if they wanted to. You see what I'm saying? But then we're not going to be worried about anybody stealing like that. Stuff's going to be sitting outside on the sidewalk, by the door, all night long. Okay, so things will be very different in the millennial reign than it is now. And this store was huge, and I walked over there and I saw a drink. This drink was, I don't want to use the word intoxicating or alcohol. I don't know, but it was a drink of that nature. Okay, so I remember specifically wanting one of those drinks, and it was like a fruity like looking drink. I walked over there and I got me one, and when I took it off the shelf, the same thing appeared back on the shelf. So I didn't have to pay for that drink. Okay. Uh, if you walk in the store and you pick up something, it's going to be replaced. Another one is just going to appear right there in its place. Okay. So you won't have to pay for anything, and you won't be stealing either. Okay. So you can't steal anything, because whatever you take, it'll just reappear. Another one will just reappear there. So I got me a drink, went outside, and here this guy come walking along. I saw him. I knew it was late at night. It was late at night. Now listen, y'all. Listen to what I'm telling you. This is what God showed me. These are things that God showed me about the millennial reign. I used to want to understand the millennial reign, and He showed me these things. There was this guy I saw him walking down the street. I knew he was out there for no good. Okay? In your new glorified body, you will know things. You will know things. It will not be no mistaking, no guessing. You will know. And he was a kind of a large person. Okay, they're going to be hybrids in the millennial reign. Giants. They're going to be strange people. Okay, because remember, the extraterrestrials are coming back with Christ. The extraterrestrials are coming back with Him. The Bible called them the angels. He came back with His angels. All right? But another name for them will be called extraterrestrials. So there's going to be a mingling of aliens and humans on Earth. Some going to be good, some going to be bad. So this guy, I knew he wasn't totally human. He was kind of large. And I knew he was out there. He was out there looking to prey on somebody. I knew it. And he was wary of me. Wary, that's W-A-R-Y. Wary. He was worried because the way he was looking at me, he was suspicious of me too. But anyway, as we approached each other really close, I was suspicious of him, and he was suspicious of me. And something happened where we started to engage in some type of conflict. But and he was very strong. He was very strong, and he was growling like some kind of a beast, like oh, like oh, like some kind of a beast. And this guy picked up what looked like an anvil, or I would say something the weight of this or the size of a small motor, and it was metal. It was all metal, and he threw that thing at me, probably about 20, 25 feet. Okay, so he was very strong, and I knew that he was he was probably more than I could deal with. Now, when you run into something in the millennial reign that's probably more than you can handle, it's not. I'm not saying that you will be beaten. Okay, let me see. How can I say this? It's possible that you can run into something more than you can deal with. All right. So what will happen? Like in my case, there are these men that would always, whenever I run into something bigger than me or more than I can deal with, these men will like appear. It's like six, seven of them just appear right there with me, and they will engage in the fight with me to subdue whatever it is. And this particular man, we didn't touch him. Like I said, beings, there are beings that are considered dead, even though they might be walking around on their feet. They're considered dead, and some of them we won't touch. But anyway, through telekinesis, we hurl things through the air, and we took him down that way, just bam, bam, just from every direction, like that. But if there might be some times that you might run across something that is more than you can handle, but nevertheless, God is going to give you whatever you need to subdue the problem. So this guy, I knew he was out there. He was out there looking for someone to prey on. I knew that. And so here in Isaiah's 32nd chapter 1 and 2, it tells us that God is going to use men as rescuers, okay, and as protectors. Another dream God gave me was um, I went to this school. Now this school was the schools in the millennial reign are going to be exquisitely beautiful. The architectural structures are going to be it's more beautiful than anything we got here. So you have to understand, we will already been to heaven. We will have the mind of Christ. We will know things that the earth people will not know. Uh, the people that's here when we get here, and so we were going to show them how to build these beautiful buildings. This school was so beautiful. I went in this school. It was there were children in there. I didn't understand this dream for a long time, but eventually God helped me to understand this was the millennial reign. And there were some old gentlemen in there also, just sitting around the table. Um, the school was set up in a way where there were elderly people could come there and they could sit and mingle with the kids. This type of environment, this is the kind of environment that we will be in the millennial reign. But there was an old lady walked in there, and these three men start mocking her and teasing her and taunting her and making fun of her and made her felt really bad. So I was standing there watching it and listening to everything, and then finally I told them to leave her alone. Okay. Now this old lady, she was a Christian, but she was a mortal. Okay, she was a mortal. She wasn't an immortal. She was a mortal. But she was a Christian. She was for Christ. These three old men was not Christians. Remember, in the millennial reign, there are going to be some very mean people here. They will not. They are still not going to accept Christ. So I told them to leave her alone, and I took her by the arm, or just escorted her outside the building, and I was trying to talk to her and encourage her and to hold on, to stay with it. Things are going to change. Blah blah blah. So what I did to make her feel better, I levitated from the ground, and then I levitated her from the ground. And we just kind of floated along the air like this, and we was talking, and I was just trying to encourage her. Look, this is one of the gifts God's gonna give you. Just hold on, hang in there, and you're gonna have a lot of fun. And she was really encouraged by that. Okay, so that's we will be still ministers. We will be ministers, and we will be not only ministers, not only protectors, but we will be ministers. Another time, I remember I was on one part of the town. I was out again. I was out on patrol. I was like just patrolling the streets and just keeping an eye on things. But intuitively, I knew that there was some trouble on the other side of town. Okay, and what happened was there were these two girls was about to lock horns over something. But when I found out, uh, I teleported. I teleported from one end of the city to the other, and I got there, and I saw these two young ladies was about to fight. One of the young ladies I remember distinctively because she go to my church now, and but the other young lady I don't remember who she was. She was immortal. This was surprising. But the lady go to my church. She was a Christian. She was an immortal. But they had a disagreement, and they were about to lock horns. And when I popped up there, they were walking toward each other very fast because they were ready to fight. And they were mad. And what surprised me was this immortal didn't back down. She was ready to fight. And but what I noticed also in the millennial reign that a lot of mortals will not take. They are too afraid to take on an immortal because they know they're gonna get a good beat down. I mean, why would you fight somebody, a son of God? You know you're gonna probably lose. And that's what I was thinking about with this girl that was getting ready to fight this Christian girl. But anyway, I popped up there right in the midst of them. I said, "Hey, hey," I broke them up. I said, "Don't do that. Don't do that." And I talked to the mortal and calm her down and say, hey, don't be doing that. You got to wait till, this, you got to talk it over, blah, 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 all that. And then I turned to the immortal, which is my Christian sister, and I said, hey, you are my sister. You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing this. And blah, blah, blah. We talked. And anyway, I diffused the situation that way. So you're going to have problems like that. Okay. Everybody's not going to be in security. Everybody's not going to be peacemakers in that nature, okay? But some of you all will be. So I diffused a situation like that. And there are going to be many instances where you're going to be needed to go and break up fights or protect someone from being hurt by someone, okay? Just like it says in Isaiah 32, Isaiah 32, 1 and 2. Okay? Now, another thing, um, everything in the millennial reign is going to shine. It's going to shine. Everything is going to look brand new over and over. The cars are not going to rust out like it used to. You know how things rust over time? No, there would not be a lot of rusting. Okay, rust is corrosion. Rust is out of the depth system. That's where rust comes from. Okay, it's in the depth system. We will be ruled. We will be ruling. We will be existing under the rule and reign of the God of life. Under the rule and reign of Christ, everything is going to look brand new. The tree's going to look brand new. Your hair and your skin is going to be beautiful. It's going to look brand new all the time. The trees, the grass, the buildings, everything is going to shine lustrously. If you go to the store right now and you look at a diamond and some gold, I mean, it looks pretty good. They got that light shining on it, making it look all pretty. But in the millennial reign, that jewelry is going to shine 10 times. 7, 8 times more and brighter than what it's doing now. It's going to be much more lustrous. Because when God stopped men from cursing and releasing curses in the earth, blaspheming God's name every day there's somebody blaspheming his name and cursing him and using his name in vain and releasing cursing in the earth. That has an effect on the atmosphere. That has an effect on everything. Okay, that releases death on everything. So God is going to stop men from doing that. And by doing so, everything is going to shine. It's going to shine. The sky is going to shine. It's going to look cars are going to look 3 times newer, even old cars. Okay, everything is going to shine and look beautiful and clean. All right. Now, another thing is that we are going to jumpstart the millennial reign. Now, as I told you in my other videos, I saw the animals in the millennial reign. When the millennial reign first started, the animals were cleaning up the planet. They were taking out, picking up trash and taking it to the edge of the highways and roads and taking it to fields and whatnot so the humans can come and pick it up. They start cleaning up the planet. Um, but humans, we are also going to jumpstart the millennial reign. Um, in other words, we're going to uh, go to these different jobs, occupations. We're going to blend in with the job world, the markets and everything. And we're going to show the mortals how you run the business, how you run a business. No longer people are going to be cheating people. Like, I mean, you go to a car lot now, you're probably going to get ripped off. You go to a mechanic, he's going to rip you off. Okay. So a lot of Christians are going to go to a mechanic shop and they're going to tell them this is what you do. And he's going to teach the owner of that business how to run that business honestly. Okay, honestly and with great integrity. He's gonna teach them how to do this, and they're gonna have to do it. Same if you go to a car lot, Christians are gonna be dispatched to car lots. So listen, this is how you sell these cars, and this is what you do, and this is what you don't do. I was in one instance, I was in this dream. I was went to the supermarket, and this young lady I know, there she was behind the cash register. She was immortal. She was a Christian. She had received her new body. And she was there teaching and instructing those mortals how to conduct themselves in business. Okay. Now, the I'm gonna throw this in. I'm just gonna throw this in for whatever it's worth. I don't know how some people would take this, but I've just decided to just pretty much talk about everything God has shown me about the millennial reign, with some discretion, with some discretion. But some of you all out there want to know this, and you need to know this, and you need to know what to expect. A lot of people, churchy minded people, won't get this. It will sound like something strange to them because a lot of us have just developed religious minds in the church. That's all, and we won't be able to. There are a lot of things, a lot of revelations we just not able to grasp. But anyway, this young lady, and I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of funny, so I would tell you. I'm gonna tell you. This young lady said, as she was working the cash register, and she was teaching the other people how to work them. She said, we spoke and we talked for a little bit, and she said, "Why didn't you, approach me when we were in our former life? When we were on Earth in our former life. Why didn't you come to me? Why didn't you approach me? Why didn't you ask me out? Why didn't you?" And I was like, "We couldn't do that. Then we didn't have permission to do that." I thought it was kind of funny, and she did too. She thought it was funny. But she was saying that you should have come to me. You should have. And I was like, "We didn't have permission to do that. You know that." But it was all a joke. It was just all in fun, and we laughed about it. So that's the kind of relationships and atmosphere you will be in the millennial reign. It'll be all fun. Things that we or that are very serious now, it will be laughable then. Okay, it would be laughable. But and I remember in another instance, this. So get ready. Life is going to be very enjoyable, but we got to get through this bottleneck of trials before we get there. Okay. So God is going to use a lot of you all, some of you all, to protect your neighborhoods, to protect your communities. Okay. He's going to assign you to your communities and your neighborhoods. And it's going to be our job to show the world how to do their business. Even the police department. Some of you are going to be assigned to the police department to show the police officers how to do their business. Okay, how to treat people. Okay. Um, Now, let me see. What was my next thought? Okay, yeah. So even the police department, people, Christians, going to be dispatched there to help them and show them how to run their business. Now, everything is going to get easier as we go along for everybody, because now I do believe that eventually we're going to make robots to do a lot of the work. So it's going to get even better for mortals. Okay, and by say about 200 years after the millennial reign, about 200 years, that's a long time. The mortals that were living when Christ came back, they will be gone. And the only ones that will be here during that time is um, the immortals and their children. Okay? So you will have a whole planet of righteous people, pretty much, except for the descendants of the immortals. Well, the descendants of the immortals, they will be righteous. Okay, they will be righteous, but they will still be capable of sinning. Okay, they will still be capable of sinning. Some of them probably will. I don't know. I sure hope not. But things are going to get better for everybody because eventually they're going to create machines, probably robots, to do a lot of the work. Okay. All right. That's about it. That's about all I got on the millennial reign again, as rescuers and saviors and heroes and all that. Did you know the word rescuers and superheroes actually exists? Okay, the word God, I think it's in the word God. If you look up the word God in Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. That particular word, in the concordance is 406 or 408 or something like that. That word God, in that word, El God or Elohim, you find superheroes. They're called superrelatives. 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 Okay? The same thing as superheroes. All right? So God is going to use you the same way. Okay? You're going to fly, you're going to jump, you're going to run, all that real fast. All right. I think my next video I'm going to talk about I'm gonna talk more about the new glorified body. I did make some videos on that, but I think I'm gonna talk some more about it. Okay, I had the opportunity to God allow me to see the new body kind of up close, and you'll like it. You'll like it, man. What I saw about myself, I was like, wow, this is just great. Okay, it's really beyond words. But okay, God still speaks through visions and dreams. Forever blessed I am. Forever blessed I am, Yeshua HaMashiach.